Hey, welcome to the Backyard Blitz. It's Wednesday. We got Sleazy. Coach Rick is back in the house. He's all safe. I know everybody was worried. We got him back in the house, man. So good to have you back. We got Coach Daly, Andrew Daly in the house, and of course myself. Make sure that you give us a follow on Twitter. We got our handles scrolling across the bottom, and make sure that you go over to our YouTube page, give us a little subscribe button, hit that little notification so you know when we're going live and all that stuff. Boys, it's been an eventful week. How's it going?
Been an eventful weekend in many different ways, and let me try something real quick. I gotta practice. Welcome everybody to the Backyard Blitz. We're here for another great week. Sorry, I was getting my announcing voice ready. I got called into duty this weekend for the high school football game to be the high school announcer. So I'm practicing on my stadium voice. But I will tell you one thing. Coach Rick, it's great to have you back, man. It's good to see you safe. You can take it over from here, pal.
Yes, sir. Hey, I definitely appreciate you guys for the support, prayers, wishes, all the fans of the show, everybody that was concerned. I appreciate it 100%. Like me, my family, everybody down this way in the state of Florida definitely needs it. So I definitely appreciate that.
That's good, man. I know it was really cool seeing in the comment section last week when the internet wasn't kicking me off, by the way, but that all the people, really concerned for you. That was really awesome. But it's awesome that you're also safe, your family's safe. How crazy is it down there? Like, we only get to see the stuff on the news. Like, how crazy? Like, everything good in your area? Like getting life back to normal, or what's going on down there?
So for my area, like I had told you guys originally, it was heading for my area directly, but through the graces of God, it swerved and started further down south and went east. So we got a lot of wind, rains, a lot of debris, broken trees, power, whatever the case may be. But it really hit like that Fort Myers, Northport, Arcadia. I'm trying to think, like Charlotte area. I live probably all those cities are probably maybe like an hour and a half away from me. Down south, they really hit those people hard. Like houses flooded, streets flooded, bridges broken, flooded. Like they still are. From what I heard, I think they might be down maybe like, I want to say maybe like some months, maybe like a few months.
Man, Rick, did you guys? I mean, what happened with you guys football wise? Are you guys you got a couple weeks off, or were you canceled, or what?
So yeah, Manatee County just went back this Tuesday, and if I'm not mistaken, there are a few games that will be played Friday for Sarasota County. Last week was supposed to be a game week, but of course the storm came, so that canceled a lot of stuff. And then this whole week we have off. We'll be back Monday. And if I'm not mistaken, Friday, well, I know my team, of course, Friday we start back practice. So Monday will be the official week where we actually start back and we'll have a game Friday.
Got you. So you've had like it'll be 2 weeks now of
basically
nothing going on.
Basically.
Wow. Well, first of all, like you said, glad you're safe. But man, we got some football to talk about. There was some crazy stuff this last weekend. We want to talk about our winners and losers. First, we'll talk about the winners. Who's your guys' winner of week 4? There's a lot to choose from. It was hard just to narrow it down. But Drew, who do you got for your winner of week 4? Because I know there's a bunch, and if you say the 49ers, I'll be pretty happy about it.
I'll be honest with you, BP. I don't know what happened to me Monday night, man, but I did not make it up very late for that game, so I didn't even watch it. It was ironic. I probably was watching the game is what happened, and it put me to sleep, but because it was a snooze fest, from what I understand. But hey, man, we're jumping right into it. With our winners and losers, like you said, a lot of stuff happened this week. I don't know if we're gonna like segment to talk about it or whatever, but dude, that whole thing with Tua, man, that was crazy. Like I was just watching that live, and we were texting. It was like, dude, that looked really bad. So
it was scary.
It was scary, man. It was scary, and I thought it was something spinal because at first I didn't really think he hit his head that hard, but I thought
when he
got twisted the way he did, he got twisted with such force. I thought maybe they broke his back or something, and then you could see in the replays that he did. He hit his head. But dude, that started, and that was what, Thursday night.
That
started off the news week for football. But yeah, get back to it, man. My winner of the week this week, and some people aren't going to like it in here, but my winners of the week are the New York Giants. All right, NFC East contenders. All right, they're hanging up there. They're sitting at 3-1 right now. They look, Daniel Jones goes down with an injury, and Tyrod Taylor comes in, and no sooner does he go down with an injury than they're scrambling to find something that works. They put Barkley back there, and for the Giants to be able to pull one out against the Bears and beat an okay Bears team. I don't think they're great, but to get a good win like that, I'm most impressed with Saquon being back to form. I think he's been having a great year, and he had another great game on Sunday. And I'm just happy for him because, he catches a lot of crap, Saquon, for the last couple of years. And dude, he's been really having I don't know if it's a breakout year or a bounce back year or what you would consider it, but I think the Giants definitely came back, and, they're my winners of this week. I don't know what's going to happen they're my winners of last week. I don't know what's going to happen this coming week with the quarterback injury situation, but they did what they had to do, and they're sitting at 3-1 right now, so they're having a good start, which probably nobody expected.
Yeah, and the last time they even started 2-0. I mean, it's been a long time. So the fact that they're 3-1 and they're right in the thick of things. I mean, you have the Philadelphia Eagles they're the only undefeated team in football. You got the Dallas Cowboys. All of a sudden, that NFC East starts to look pretty formidable as far as the first quarter of the season's concerned, record-wise. So they've been impressive to me. It's been great to see Saquon in there. It's been nice I know Danny Dimes gets a lot of crap, but he's been coming through in some areas. He made some plays with his legs. So I mean, credit to Brian Daboll, the coach, their new head coach, and kind of changing some things down there. But maybe Kenny Golladay will get in the end zone one of these times. Maybe
I don't know.
He'll get in there.
I don't know if I trust Kenny, but he got paid a lot to do to do a little. Yeah. So.
We all have as many touchdowns as he has with the Giants. So, I mean, he's just getting the money for it, I guess. So, whatever. Slick, who you got, man? Who's your winner of week 4? Who you got? What stood out to you?
Before I tell you my winners and my losers, Drew. So, I saw something today. The reason, because at first when Tua, when he hit his head and how his fingers went, it threw me off as well. Because usually, when they hit their head, their arms just get stiff. But his fingers went all different directions. But I saw something today where he had a seizure.
Yeah, I saw that too, Rick. And I don't know. I didn't want to speculate on that, but I'm not sure if it was confirmed.
Yeah, I don't know if it's confirmed either.
Because I've seen that too.
And a seizure, and they're saying that he basically was told that he probably shouldn't play football anymore.
Yeah, I saw that. I saw that story, and they're like, you shouldn't play football anymore. But I don't know if I trust the source. So we'll see. We'll have to wait. My thing is, if that was the case, that would be all over breaking news right now. So we'll see. We'll see how it plays out. But
since we're on that topic, just real quick though, the movie Concussion, the doctor that is but I guess the doctor that Will Smith played in that movie. That doctor was the one that came out and said that he shouldn't play football anymore. It was that doctor that was based off of that movie. I can't think of his name, but like all that.
Yeah, but you hear something like that though, and somebody's got a vendetta against the NFL. Clearly, I think.
Oh yeah, for real.
Anyway,
what you got, Slick?
My winners, like I told you guys in the beginning of the season, Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts. He just needed a number one. He has a number one with a couple more pieces on the defensive side. They're 4-0 right now. Like, he's been making plays with his legs. He's been throwing the ball downfield. Like I said, like, the kid's been a winner since he's been playing youth league football. Just because he gets to the NFL, it doesn't change. Mentality-wise, his preparation, it doesn't change. Like, you give him what he needs, let the system run around him, he will figure it out. As far as my losers, the Rams.
We'll go to the losers here in a second.
I just want to I just want to touch on the Hurts thing, and you say he's got that winning mentality, and I will agree with you.
Yeah.
Today, I think, and I don't know, Brandon probably saw it because he lives for news stories, but he did like a report today or an interview today or whatever, and these reporters in Philly were asking Hurts all these questions about, the interviews he's been doing, the podcast, blah, 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 all kinds of irrelevant questions. And at the end of the interview, Hurts said, "You guys didn't ask me one question about the Cardinals this week. They're a good football team, and don't get it twisted. Like, we're not going to sleep on them." So he had to like set the reporters straight. Like, you guys are out here messing around and BSing through these interviews, and I'm trying to focus on winning a football game. So to touch on your comment there about winning mentality, I saw that today, and it kind of stood out to me.
He's been like that since Bama, though, since his freshman year as a starter. Like,
he's a good kid.
Me those Oakley glasses. Yeah. I could use them tonight. But,
he's a good kid, and I think what stood out to me about that Eagles game, they were behind. The Jaguars came
like
out
14-0, I think.
Yeah, I think in the first drive he threw a pick six,
and it was wet.
It was wet.
It was pouring.
They had every reason. That team had every reason to be like, all right, we're moving to next week. And they just kept plugging away. Yep. And every time I turned to it, they had the ball and they were driving and they were getting ready to score. And, Trevor Lawrence, he fumbled 4 times. And then you see somebody like Jalen Hurts go out there and do the things that he did. I mean, Miles Sanders had a hell of a game.
Yeah.
Especially fantasy-wise. I said he got 3 touchdowns or something like that.
Yeah.
That's going to be a scary team, to play. But when you look at their schedule, that's the thing that gets me. Their schedule is so easy. They're going to be in the playoffs if they continue this clip.
It will. I don't even think it'll be close. They'll be high in the playoffs. And while we're on that game, and we're probably not going to touch on them for the rest of the day, but the Jaguars, man, they held their own, and they did. They like, you talk about every reason to quit, dude. They were up. And then they were down, and then they fought back in it. And they, even with Lawrence turning the ball over 4 times, the game was hard. It was an 8-point game, and we talk about them turning corners. They're not going to be probably not a playoff team this year, but they keep gelling with those young guys, and they'll be all right.
Well, if you look at the South, it's anybody's division. It's anybody's division right now. So that's crazy. Well, I'll tell you, my winner of the week is the Minnesota Vikings. You guys thought I was going to say the Niners. I know, Drew, you thought I was going to say it. The Minnesota Vikings, they go across the pond. And, every time I see these London games, the teams that they have playing, I'm like, man, I wish we could just get, good product. They had a hell of a game. This game was back and forth. And it was against it was the Vikings and the Saints, and it went back and forth. That last 2 minutes was absolutely insane. The Saints had to kick a 60-yard field goal to tie it for the Vikings. Well, the Vikings get the ball back. What does Kirk Cousins do? He goes down the field and he hits Justin Jefferson down the sideline, gets him in field goal range. They kick a 47-yarder with like 20 some odd seconds left to take the lead 28-25. But wait, there's more. It wasn't Jameis Winston. It was Andy Red Rocket Dalton back there that throws a dime over the middle to Chris Olave, gets him in field goal position. Well, you think it's 61 yards. They spike the ball with just a few seconds left, and they go to kick it, and it looks good. I mean, it looks good, and then it hit the upright and then hit the crossbar and bounced out to seal the game.
That was crazy.
But the Vikings, man, they're starting 3-1. That's a game that they would have lost last season. They lost games like that last season.
What a great way to wake up on Sunday morning, right? I don't know. Yeah. You were probably still sleeping. What's that, 7:30 your time?
Oh, bro, I was awake.
That's an early start.
I was awake.
But
I had football on all day. It was phenomenal.
Dude, that was, all day until like 6 p.m. when it's done for you guys.
I woke up and watched it as well. It was 9 o'clock my time, I think.
Yeah, that was a great game to start the day off. I was recovering a little bit from Saturday night on Sunday morning, but no, it was a great game, and you hear the term double doink, and you think back to the Eagles game. Who was that against? The Bears, right?
I think it was the Bears. Yep.
Yeah. But it was a good game, good entertaining game, and it led right into the 1 o'clock game. So it was a full day of football. That's cool. So.
Yeah, it was cool, and it's especially we talked about them in the preseason. Where we thought they were going to be. I think there's a couple of us that had them as the division winners. And now Green Bay, they look to kind of be struggling. Then they kind of get back on track. And it's kind of the same with the Vikings, but to see them sitting at 3-1 through the first quarter of the season, I think is a good look for them because that NFC is just wide open. Yeah. When it wasn't all good. It wasn't all good on Sunday, right?
No,
it wasn't all good on Monday. Who are losers of the week? There were some losers this week, and I feel like you can spread it around from, I mean, you could go to the doctors from Tua, you can go all the way to talking about individual players. Might want to bring up Jalen Ramsey and check on that boy because he got ran over by Deebo Samuel. Whatever. I didn't see it. Who's your loser of the week? Andrew, who you got, man?
Andrew. This is the first time I heard that.
Sorry. I read it. I honestly read it on the tag. I said, Andrew, there he is.
My loser of the week, and thinking back, oh man, Rodgers and his tantrums. He has been pissing me off this year, Aaron Rodgers, watching him. But
oh man, and his haircut too.
Yeah, well,
yeah.
Relax. You let the man live. Anyway, talk about haircuts. I'm wearing a hat right now, but yeah, my loser of the week. And I'm probably being too critical because it was his first ever game. Oh wait, I'm not going to do that to him. I'm going to say my loser of the week was the Pittsburgh Steelers. All right, the Jets go out there, they play a nice game. Zach Wilson comes back. You knew it was only a matter of time before we saw the first round pick come in and take the reins over from Mitchell Trubisky. And I think we saw that this week. And this kid was not ready. And I don't know if he's going to be ready ever. But the Steelers look bad, and Pickett looked bad. I'm just going to come out and say it, man. He did not have a good night. And, I hopefully, experience doesn't crush this kid, throwing him into the wolves too soon. But it's happened before. Sometimes you just got to kind of sit back on the bench and learn for a year or two. Aaron Rodgers worked for him pretty well.
Pat Mahomes worked for him.
A couple other guys, so it was bad. And I'm like, okay, this, he scored two rushing touchdowns for 1 yard rushes, which pissed me off because I had a little touchdown scoring parlay with Najee Harris, and I'm like, you're gonna let Kenny Pickett run it in twice from the 1 yard line? Like, what are we trying to boost this dude's confidence? All right, I guess he needed something, but it ain't gonna work. So my losers of the week were the Steelers. They need to find a QB.
On that note, because I did want to talk about this, do you think that they went to him too early? Like, I feel like their hope was, Trubisky as long as they can. Once they're out of playoff contention, they put in Pickett to get him the reps.
That's what
I mean. This is week 4, and you can't come back from this. Like, you can't go back to Trubisky and pull the rookie now. Like, I feel like this is what you got to do, going forward. Do you think that they knee-jerk reaction on that?
Well, it comes back to the whole. It's a business, man. It's a business, and nobody wants to see the first round pick sitting on the bench. For the journeyman QB who's been around the block a couple times. Like, dude, put the young kid in. That's what you're paying him the money for. That's who the fans want to see. He's a hometown kid. He's local. He played his college in the same freaking stadium. Dude, that's who the kids want there. That's who the fans want to see. Is he ready? No. Was it a knee-jerk reaction? Yes, but you look back, you remember the movie Rookie of the Year? Everybody goes because they want to see Henry Rowan Gardner, bro. Like, you're not going there to see Mitchell. You're not going there to see Chet Stedman. You want to see Henry Rowan Gardner. So,
there's a name for you. Oh, that's awesome. What do you think, Slick? Like, you think they made that move too quick, like, for your taste? Like, you mentioned you thought that they would, wait till they're out of playoff contention. Tomlin's never had a losing season. I mean, they're looking at it 1-3 right now, and they go to the Rook. Like, I feel like they're hitting the panic button.
I agree with you. I definitely, like you said, I thought that they were going to put Pickett in once they realized that they didn't have a chance to make it to the playoffs. But like you said, usually when coaches pull those young guys in early, it's because somebody's hitting the panic button, whether it's the head coach, front office, whoever. Somebody's hitting the panic button.
I thought it was funny from the New York Jets. So I guess Tomlin, this kind of started going viral around Twitter last week. So he gave everybody in the locker room these black Air Force Ones.
I saw that.
I didn't see that.
I'm not gonna lie, Slick. This was just like pop the trunk. I had no idea what it meant. So I had to look it up. I was like, what do these black Air Force Ones mean? Apparently, like that, you don't scuff those up if you're out, hustling around the streets, right? So it was like kind of like a mentality, like with that team. So the New York Jets, they posted this picture of the black Air Force Ones, like you just purchased them from Nike, said "got them," and they put that right on the front of their Twitter page. So I thought that was like a pretty awesome troll of the Steelers there. Slick.
Did you see the Giselle or the Zach Wilson troll?
Oh, that was great.
Zach.
Yeah. Hey, Giselle. What did he say? He said,
hey, I forget what he said, but he definitely.
Hey, Giselle, I got you, or something like that.
I got you, or something like that. And that's another one. I don't know if it was real or what, but it was funny.
There's a lot of Brady stuff going on, like all these different like memes. I think my favorite one, I don't even know if it was a meme, and it might have just been a saying, was Giselle has joined the group of Eli Manning and Nick Foles to be the only ones to take a ring from Tom Brady.
That's funny.
Got him. That's awesome, man. Slick, who was your loser of the week? I know you kind of mentioned it was the Rams, but I want you to have a full on, just however you want to talk about the Rams. Just go ahead, just let it out, bro.
LA Rams, man. Like, I don't know. Stafford, he's been getting sacked like 4 to 5 times, if not more, a game. Me personally, in the passing game, I really feel like I like Kupp, but I feel like he needs a true number one. Kupp is not a number one. Yes, they've made him a number one because of what he did last year and what he's done since he's been there. But if you think since he's been there, he's had a true number one.
Right.
So yes,
when they went to him Monday night,
take, bro.
They went to him. They went to him every single play.
You have
Allen Robinson only got like, I think it was three targets at all. Every other play was Kupp and Higbee.
You have to at this point. You paid him the money. He did what he did last year, and now you're paying him number one buck. So you have to basically force feed him. And Robinson isn't one of those guys that's going to blow the top off. He's a route runner. So now you have 2 route runners, and he's slow.
Yeah.
I mean,
he got locked down. Mooney Ward locked him down. He's been I picked him up on fantasy. I don't dare take him off the bench because I don't think he's ever had more than like 5 points, something like that. But as far as the Rams go, they're coming in with a shaky offensive line. I think their offensive line was ranked like 13 or 14 kind of going into the season. Well, I think it was the first quarter they were down to their 3rd string center. They're already replacing their left tackle who retired last year. Don't want to make excuses for them, but that's a tough front to go against. Definitely. When they struggled against Buffalo. Now they struggled against the 49ers, and it's starting to become a little bit of a thing with them when you're able to get to Stafford and he doesn't have that number one like Odell, right? You can definitely see they're a different team without him. And the running game too. Cam Akers hasn't really got going. They haven't really gotten anybody going out of the backfield. So that offense just looks
They don't have anybody to stretch the field. Like you said, before they had Odell. Another year they had Woods. Another year they had Cooks. Like, they don't have those guys. And when they had those guys, it was just taking a lot of teams were either double teaming them or playing somebody over the top. Now you got Cooper Kupp that's working all intermediate routes, screens, quick stuff, whatever, and he eating. Now he's the center of attention. Let's see how really good you are. And he is a good receiver. I just feel he's a great number 2.
He's a slot guy. Like, I feel like that's where he makes his money, right? It's in the slot. It's not going to be outside. He can, like, he's a really great route runner and all that. But I mean, that's the type of player he is. He's a Julian Edelman. You wouldn't put, and I mean, he's better than Julian Edelman, quite frankly, but I mean, he is what he is. Like, you can't change what he is, I guess.
He's a great number 2. He's not a number 1.
Well, boys,
nothing better than a great number 2.
Nothing. My loser of the week is the Baltimore Ravens. I picked them to beat the Bills, and they had a really big lead against them. I think it was 20-3 at one point, and we've seen this before from them. But where they really turned into the loser, and I think maybe you could kind of start to talk about Coach Harbaugh a little bit, was the way that he kind of went about it, and I could kind of see his reasoning in a way. But I want to show this clip here. This was with about 4 minutes left in the game, and it was fourth and goal from, I think, like the 1.5 or the 2 yard line. And we'll just go ahead and show what happened. Now, as we're showing this, I'm going to kind of pause it, and I want you to look at a couple different things. And I'll point them out. But here we go. Let's bring it up. Okay. We got it right here. So 4th and goal from, I think it's about the 2-yard line, maybe just a little bit further back. Lamar Jackson just drops back like there's no run pass option, which is probably his strength, maybe some sort of option play. But I want you to look up at this second receiver. He's going to be wide open, stand at the goal line. He never looks at him. And then we'll go ahead and play it.
Raven.
Wide open. I mean, if you just look right there, if he's looking at him, he can stick it right on him. That's a touchdown.
Let's go for it on 4th and goal.
He's backing up.
Fading. Jackson throws.
Pick.
Intercepted. The Bills have it. Jordan
Now watch
Poyer
this replay,
with the pick.
and you're going to see how wide open this guy is. My God.
He's open in the back initially,
Still
and as
open.
he tries to get there, Poyer sees it.
Great play by the
and
safety.
covers ground and gets his second interception of the game. A nice job by the veteran safety, ranging over, seeing the open.
The interview that he had, he did say that once he went back and saw the replay, he originally was going to go to that receiver, but the pressure is what made him take his eye off of him, and he ended up going back to him late. He did say that in the press conference.
But
I'm not gonna
quarterbacks,
fool with him,
Drew,
so-
you know this. When pressure's coming, you got to keep your eyes up and down the
your
field
eyes
and
right.
not
I mean,
down at the rush, right?
I feel like
you are definitely right about that.
pressure is an easy out there. Not you had not 1, not 2, but 3 options there, because the first option would have been before you even hit your 3rd step in that 3-step drop was to put your foot in the ground and run, because he had a running lane there. If you see before that slot guy even comes open on the goal line, dude, put your foot in the ground and you're beating the linebacker to the goal line. But the other thing that I want to touch on that clip is, Rick, why does Brandon always get video clips and we don't get nothing, man? What's going on here? We're going in blind with our winners and losers, and Brandon's got friggin' videos ready to go. Oh, look at here, guys. Well, I got this one queued up, ready to go here in 49 seconds. And if you see here, the coaches are going, dude, can we get some friggin' videos and audio or what?
Hey, just let me know what you want to see. I'll put it up there.
Yeah, who's the producer of this show? Damn it.
Oh, man. Hey,
Man, I'm taking strays over there from that. I'm trying to make the lose of the Baltimore Ravens. Somehow it turned back on me, Drew. You're still mad that he hosted the show for a minute last week.
To go back what you just said, Brandon, and to go back what Drew just pointed out, is it safe to say Vegas yet?
Oh my God.
It wouldn't be a show without Ricky saying Vegas.
It wouldn't be a show without it.
You know what?
Both of you guys just pointed out key facts that we've all seen him done numerous of times before. Why in this particular game did he not do what we're used to seeing him do? Why did Harbaugh
my whole
not
thing
give
was
him
on
an RPO?
Harbaugh. Why don't you kick the field goal and take the lead?
That as well. Why don't you
That's
kick the field goal, take the
stupid-
lead? And if you do go for it, why don't you give him an RPO?
Yeah, there it is.
Again, what Drew just said, it was a running lane. You're a running quarterback. Why not put your foot in the ground, get an end zone?
And
Like,
not
it's a lot of
just
stuff
a
that-
running quarterback. He is the running quarterback in the league right there.
Hey, man. Sin City, man.
Sin City, man. Oh my God. I can't even believe it. Well, we got some you got anything else to say, Drew, real quick? If I move on to this 2-minute drill.
Matt
You
Christie,
good?
what are you
good?
doing beforehand? Matt, you want to see my 15 pages of notes that I got over here, pal? Because I study tape for 14 hours a day getting ready for this show. All right, so we want to go blow for blow here. Just because I don't have the ability to put videos on my screen doesn't mean I don't prepare, Matt. Let's have you on the show one day and see how well you prepare. All right, pal? I'm just kidding.
I'll see you on the pay-per-view. That's what Drew's about. He's about to take that WWE bell. I'll see you at the pay-per-view, brother. Oh my
That
God.
was funny. Good segment.
That was good. Well, let's go with our 2-minute drill here. All right, we're good. There we go. All right. Broncos running back Javonte Williams suffered a torn ACL on Sunday's game against Raiders, and he's scheduled to miss the rest of the season, which is too bad. What do you think about that there, Sleazy?
Definitely hate to hear that about any player. I don't care what level it is. Number one. Number two, I had him in my fantasy. He was starting for me.
Oh,
So it definitely hurt me.
that hurts.
I had to drop him. But you definitely hate to hear that and hate to see that, especially for a young running back. like him. Like,
I thought he was
going to be good.
He's going to go off. Yeah, for
Yeah,
sure.
he's definitely going to be good.
Speaking of running backs, Commander running back Brian Robinson has been designated to return to practice after the running back sustained a gunshot wound over a month ago. Remember, he was out there and it was a robbery attempt, I think, on him, and he ended up getting shot. Weird, like kind of outside the facility there. But now Robinson has a 21-day window to be added back to the active roster. Realistically, I think this is a good thing for the Commanders. What do you think about this, Drew?
I'd probably tell the coach that you're not fully healed yet from the wound because you don't want to come back and play for that crap team. That's what I would say. Golly, they are tough to watch. Coach, need a couple more weeks to recover here. Got shot. Not going to make it to practice.
Oh, my God. He's killing me. All right. Quarterback Tua Tagovailoa.
Music.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
There we go. We're back. There it is.
Yeah.
All right. Quarterback Tua Tagovailoa has been ruled out for the Dolphins' Week 5 matchup against the Jets. I don't think we're surprised. Tua sustained a concussion in Thursday's game against the Bengals, and he remains in the concussion protocol. So let me get this straight, fellas. We got Tua, who was ruled that it was a back injury originally in the week before, comes back he comes back in that game, comes back and plays, gets hit in this one, horrible, scary injury, and now this news came out, I think it was on Monday, and they're already ruling him out for the Jets. Something doesn't, can we ask them consistently, please? What do you think about this? Anybody?
Rick,
Yep.
Something's not, they had to do this. This whole situation is a huge.
It's a PR thing? You think it's a PR thing?
It's a huge lawsuit for a lot of people.
Exactly.
So they were like, listen, we're going to do the right thing here and just we'll call him out this week. No crap, no surprise to anybody. We'll see what happens next week. At the end of the day, honestly, we've all seen some pretty scary injuries, but if he's got a concussion and he clears the protocols and he's ready to go next week, then he clears protocols and he's ready to go. If he's not, then he's not. We've seen these injuries before, and as scary as it was, that's what it was. There's no broken bones. There's nothing else. It was a concussion. So whenever he's ready to go, he can go again.
What do you think about it, Slick? What do you think? You think it's a PR thing? You think he's truly not ready to go? I mean, it was a scary thing that happened. I don't think he should play, but nonetheless, all of a sudden to have it come out Monday, who says that he couldn't clear the protocol by
I think
Saturday,
it's a bit of
right?
both. I think it's a bit of PR and a bit of that he's not ready. Honestly, from that injury, on top of the one previously, the week before, on top of the ones that he's had in the NFL since he's been there, concussion protocol, whatever the case may be, and the ones at Bama, and some of the ones that they really don't talk about that happened at Bama, I don't know if I really think his career is questionable. Seriously.
Rick, what are you talking about, man? He had a back injury 2 weeks ago. You didn't see him stumble? His friggin' back gave it out. He stumbled and he fell to the ground. His lineman had to pick him up. He left the game for a couple plays. They checked him out, said, Coach, my back's good. They sent him back in there.
Business move. Business.
I'll tell you, it's crazy. The Pittsburgh Steelers have named rookie quarterback Kenny Pickett the starter now for the rest of the season, kind of going forward. The Steelers face the Buffalo Bills Sunday. Can you give him, anybody else but the Buffalo Bills in his first career start? Drew, what do you think about this, man? You think this is overall, good move? He should be on one of those Whopper commercials if you ever get big. He's got those little hands,
They really should give this guy somebody like the Niners or something, honestly, to start his first start. But, such is life. And the Bills, they No, it doesn't matter who they threw out there. They could throw out my friggin' Pee Wee football team, dude. He would throw 3 interceptions.
Oh my God! Cut the music.
I'm fired
man,
up tonight.
You're fired up too. Man, I'm gonna have so many clips. I'm gonna have so many clips for you next week. It's just I'm gonna cut you off with a clip next week. I don't even know if you'll know what to do.
Good.
It's gonna be ridiculous, and I can't wait. There he is. Whenever Drew gets salty, we have the prophet coming in.
Oh,
Man.
Hey, Prophet, how about you got any video clips lined up for us tonight?
I got 3 or 4 here. Why? Weren't you doing your homework?
Oh.
You can't take care of that yourself, here, Slinger? What's
Oh,
going
man.
on?
All right, I'm catching it from you and Matt. All right, here we go. You know what? Just sign me off for the rest of the night, BP. I got some drinks to make.
BP,
Well, your
it's
fantasy
Slick
team's
Rick.
for sale, it looks like, too.
You know, we'll talk about that.
Got somebody in the comments already said that trophy's going to look good in Portland.
Whereas, yeah,
Welcome
nothing
back,
looks
Slick
good in
Rick.
nothing looks good in Portland, there, buddy.
Prophet, man, what's going on? It's great to see you.
Oh, man, you guys are on fire tonight, man. After last week's show, we're roaring back and ready to go.
Yeah, no internet outages in Idaho, I guess.
Now, well,
Hey,
I heard that it was the Domino pizza delivery guy he ran into the internet pole out there or something.
Hit my Ring doorbell. That's what's
Yeah.
happening. Oh, there it is.
It's okay.
Go get my pizza real quick, fellas.
He's using Papa John tonight, so.
Much better drivers, Papa John's.
For sure.
Yeah.
Not better than Lucy's, though.
Not better than
Lucy's got the best drivers there, Prophet.
They do.
Yeah,
You're
she
talking about no
does.
pizza places without Lucy's.
Forget about it.
Forget about it. Prophet, what you got for us this week, man? You've been on fire with your stuff. You had, I think all of us had some really good picks last week, except for Ricky. Everybody had some really good picks.
Give him a
Man.
break for last week.
Man, I tell you, what do you got for us this week? Lay down some knowledge on us, because I need to keep my winning streak going.
Okay, well, my good buddy Mick told me yesterday don't matter if it's gone. Okay, but I have to reach back into last week, and guys, Jared Goff, he was the play for quarterback last week. He was the number 1 quarterback in the week, so I hope you guys got on him. And also, I said Mitch Trubisky was going to be the first quarterback bench this year, and sure enough, Kenny Pickett's in this week against the Bills. That prophetic.
Start listening to the man.
Yeah,
prophetic
he said it.
statements, they're right up there with Nostradamus calling the Queen dead at 96, man. Anywho.
Prophet's back, too.
Prophet's back.
Anywho. Man, listen to these stats, okay?
I'm ready.
4-0. 38 points a game. 1,433 yards passing. 15 TDs and 2 interceptions. That's the numbers that Tom Brady has had since going to Tampa Bay against the Atlanta Falcons.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Nice.
You got to get Brady. You got him. You got to put him in your lineup this weekend for the daily fantasies. Get him in there somehow. I mean, that's absurd. Absurd numbers.
Especially when he finds out Gisele's lawyers from Atlanta or something like that, then he'll really go nuclear on there.
They're from Atlanta and Puerto Rico, right?
I think she's from Germany, isn't she?
Oh, she's German? Oh, I didn't know that. Okay, whatever.
Okay, so Tom Brady, we got him as a start. I like that already. We're off to a great start. What do you got in the backfield?
Backfield, we got I told you guys to pick up Mostert a couple of weeks ago. He's going up against the Jets. No Tua. We got Teddy Bridgewater, throwing the ball. I see Miami looking to run the ball a lot this week against the Jets, and Mostert could have a nice long run for you this week.
He's electric. You did tell us. You told us.
You did tell us that.
And for my receiver this week, I'm going with Brandon Cooks.
Oh,
okay.
I thought you were calling my number. I was about to get in shape real quick.
Oh, where are we at? We're going
I'm
to
about
LT
to do some
fitness.
Yeah.
No, LT. That's what
Candy
I was
corn.
going to work.
Candy corn. I'll be all right. Candy corn.
Shouldn't have that popcorn.
Have that popcorn.
Yeah, he had two games last year against the Jags, and 12 catches, 234, and a couple of TDs. I think that continues again this year. Just one footnote on that game, too, for you guys in your pick'em pools and your suicide. Houston's won the last 8 games against Jacksonville. So
Ooh,
keep that in mind.
that's 4 seasons, right? That's 4 seasons of wins.
Of victories. Yep.
Wow.
At Houston and at Jacksonville. You got great.
Is she really
you're good at
Brazilian?
math too, big
Is
boy.
she really
Giselle's
Brazilian? No, how is she with the last name of Buchin? Giselle Buchin. That's her before it was Brady.
This guy's
I've never
His name
seen
is Deanna,
I've never
Mary.
seen her in a bikini, so I don't know if that's true or not. So.
Now I know you're lying. Now I know you're lying, Prophet. All right, who you got? Who you got? Our losers before we all get in trouble.
Okay. At quarterback slot, okay, and I just saw today, even though I thought he was not going to play, but Taylor being out tomorrow night, my quarterback to sit is Mr. Immobile, Mr. No Receivers, Matt Ryan, going up
He's
against...
been Mr. Nobody this year. Like
Yeah.
I thought him going there was going to be an amazing move, and it's been nothing but well, poop stain in the sheets is what it looks like so
Yeah.
far.
Yeah.
I mean, Hines is going to play in place of Taylor. I really don't know. I don't see how Indianapolis is going to score tomorrow night.
Taylor was their offense too. Like last season, what did he have? 1,800 yards, a bunch of touchdowns. Like he
Yeah.
was their guy.
I know.
He made Carson Wentz look good at times.
Yeah, which is tough. Tough to do.
And Pittman made plays for him last year too.
Who's going to make Garoppolo look good?
Wow. And he made himself look good. You fell asleep though, you know.
Yeah,
If you
well,
watch the games, you might be able to see it. So we got Matt Ryan, sit his butt down or don't have him on your team, one of the two. Who we got
Right.
that we're sitting at the running back spot?
I think you got to put that Las Vegas Raider guy on the bench this week, Josh Jacobs.
Ooh, really? He had such a great week last week.
Yeah, 16 for 40 though in 2 games last year against the Chiefs, going against the number 1 run defense in the Chiefs, and the only way that they're going to have any shot at winning this game is throwing the ball. And considering that Derek Carr is the one throwing the ball, I'm not sure that they're going to have any shot at winning this game.
No.
The way
at
that
least
their
we're on the same
defense
page
plays,
there,
there's not going to be a
Prophet.
lot of rushing attempts, right? Like you
wouldn't
if you're
think.
going to start a running back, you want to be in the game, you want to have the lead and let that guy close it out with the touchdown at the end, run the ball, right?
Right.
That's
You
just
don't-
not going to happen this week. I think
You don't
you're right.
want your running back playing catch up. That's for sure.
Speaking of catch up, who plays catch with their quarterback that we're sitting this week at the receiver spot?
Yeah,
Nice
Moore and
Like that was
DJ
good.
Moore and any of the Carolina receivers, I think, this week.
Why is that, Prophet? Man, this I want to know.
Yeah, well, you know what? Baker Mayfield hasn't come into his own. Again, I thought he was. I said this last week or the week before. I thought he was going to have a good year in Carolina. He's not doing it. They got the number 2 ranked pass defense coming into town. Although, the quarterbacks that defense has played against are not real good, but neither is Baker.
Oh,
You
man.
know, so
Don't trigger alert.
I'll tell you what, Bosa, last time he played against Baker. Now, you guys, big college football fans, I know Drew and Slick, you guys are. So this was back, this is going back years now, but when Baker Mayfield planted the OU flag at the Horseshoe, Bosa has had this vendetta against him. And I remember his rookie year back in 2019, I think he sacked him a couple times back in Cleveland, and he's been out for Baker, and he's already mentioned it once this week. So I know that they're excited to unleash that pass rush against Mayfield. I think it's going to be tough for him for sure. So I agree with you there, Prophet.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, who do you got on the waiver wires? Who's out there that if I got to bench Josh Jacobs, or I got to look at another receiver or another quarterback, I have Tua in one of my leagues, I got to look for another guy. Who's out there that I can potentially pick up, to kind of make up for some of these guys that we're sitting this week?
Well, unfortunately, I went up and down the waiver wire with the quarterbacks, running backs, and I don't see anything out there worthwhile this week. All my picks this week are at the receiver slot, and because you have to check and see how the percentages and
Matchups.
all, and the matchups. But at receiver, I think Michael Gallup is a good move. Get him on your team moving forward. Dax should be back next week or the week after, and I think he will be back in the game. Cooper Rush is playing great, but there's not going to be a controversy there. Dak will be there, and Gallup's a great receiver. Slick Rick, you're the receiver, man. Do you agree with me on that, Gallup?
Yeah, I like Gallup, but I always felt like he was a number 2. So
yeah.
I definitely, the fact that he came back and he's healthy now, it definitely takes a lot of pressure off of Lamb, and it helps Rush as a quarterback as well.
The thing is, in week 5, you're not going to find a whole lot of number 1s out there on the waiver wire. We try and find 2s at this point.
It's tough. And who's your lock? Who's your lock this week? I know you mentioned Houston. They're 8 straight against Jacksonville. Are you taking them as your lock, or you got somebody else?
Nah, I'm going Tampa Bay. I mean, I got to take Tampa Bay this week. Again, them numbers are just too out of whack there.
I'm pretty sure that Brady coming off a loss too, has a crazy win percentage, coming off of a loss. Just all the games that guy's won.
Yeah, I know he was phenomenal with New England. Probably 90% or so, but I think he's kept it up. Yeah.
Now, Prophet, I know you have $20 for our winner last week, but we can't figure out who this guy is, guy or gal, actually. So we want to put this out there. We want to say, first of all, congratulations to iFroyo. I think that's how you want to go with it.
They ran away with it. They ran away with it, whoever they are.
They ran away with it, but Prophet can't get you his money if we don't know who you are. So we put it out there on Twitter. We're trying to figure out who you are. If you're listening, let us know. We want to get you your $20. But also, we have our daily fantasy up already for this week, and I think there's only about 4 spots left. It's starting to go quick. We're going to have to up it next week. To 15.
We're going to up it to 15 next week, right, BP?
Yeah, that's what we're
because we had 8. We had 8 before we even started. So
tonight. I mean, I put it even before the show, and that's never happened. So, which we appreciate, guys. We appreciate everybody being involved on it. What you got, Prophet?
Let me say this as far as the win the Prophet's money. And I'll get to how it came about in a little bit, but we're gonna jump this week up to $25 too.
Ooh,
25,
okay.
25 to the winner. Okay, 4-0. I hit my suicide pool this week, so we'll throw a couple extra bucks in this week.
Nice.
OG.
25 to the winner.
25 to the winner.
25 to the winner this week, and
sounds good. Well, we appreciate you as always. We got to get you out of here. Is there anything else you want to say before we get you out? I know you get some emails every now and again.
Yeah. I got my shout outs. Boom. Hey, Mike D, Debbie P, Jeff R, and everybody in Blitz Nation. Thank you. Special shout out to Woodrow. Hey, that video and song, man, that was hot. Best of luck to you, buddy. And a big shout out to Mitchell Trubisky and the Pittsburgh defense, because the 2 guys I was going against in my suicide had Pittsburgh this week. So, and you know what? I'll just do one of the emails. Now, you know what? I got to do them both. Okay, I'll do them real quick. From Daniel R. He asked, who should I start? Travis Etienne or Ramondre Stevenson? No, I was waiting for one of you guys to correct me on the pronunciation.
I've learned not to do this because you come at me, saying, "Oh, you're an English major," or something like that. I know better now, OG.
Yeah.
Okay, and I'm saying Stevenson. Even though I like both of them, I'm going to go with Stevenson this week. And the second comes from Willie from Philly. Hey, I don't make these things up, man.
Willie from Philly.
Yeah, and he says, who should I start, Russell Gage or Robert Woods this week, Prophet?
Bobby Tree.
I'm going with Russell Gage, okay? Ooh. The numbers I put out with Brady. Russell Gage is his first time against Atlanta this week, too. That could be a real nice pickup too. There,
isn't he from? He's from the Falcons too, isn't he?
Yeah. That's what I say. It's his first game against his old team, so Brady might just try and get him the ball.
All right, I like it. Well, we appreciate you, Prophet, as always, man.
I'm out, guys. Continue to
Thank
show.
you, Prophet.
Thank
you for coming and calming our heads. I promise to behave better as this show goes on tonight.
Continue it, guys. Great show.
Thanks,
man, for having me too.
Man, that guy kills me. I also think he does. I also think we might have. Looks like Giselle is a 6th generation German Brazilian.
Again.
So we're.
Who, where's this guy get his information from? He must study and do his preparation for these shows. Matt. Yeah.
I tell you what, if there's, I will tell you about Matt. He knows these things, man. I'm telling you.
Well, he doesn't know how hard I work to friggin' put this show on every week and the preparation that goes into it. I'm up there. My kids are neglected because of this show.
Oh man, we're on once a week, Drew. I think that's a you thing.
Maybe
all right,
you are.
Here's our Backyard Blitz fan pick'em leaderboard. We got a new leader at the top, and it's a tight race. We got Heedman 55 with 41 points, 41 wins, 23 losses. That's doing pretty damn good. And we got Tap the Rockies, which was up there last week. So I had another good week. I'm right there at third. Doing pretty good. And then we got Ice QB and Griffin on there. I'm not going to win this thing, but I just have it in there for.
I was 12-4 last week. Where's my name?
You're not on. Hold on. You're on our thing here. This is the fan pick'em.
So why are you on both?
As a baseline, Drew. As a baseline.
Screw job. This whole show.
We got Heedman. So this is last week here. Kentucky Cried Frickin' was right up there. Griffin mom right there. That's my mom. She's right up there. So good job, mom. Kicking some butt. Thank you for listening to the show as always. And we got some picks this week, guys. And first, we got our Thursday night Lucy's pick of the week. So we got the Indianapolis Colts going against the Denver Broncos. Drew, what do you like about this game, and who do you like?
First of all, I commented on Lucy's page earlier today. I got half the score right of last week's game, so I think somebody should get like a $5 discount code. That's just my opinion. If we were here in New Jersey, they would do it.
Oh, there it is.
So there you go, Lucy's. Tomorrow night, man, we talked about it. Jonathan Taylor's out. The Colts got no shot. As much as Russell Wilson, I don't like him. I don't think he's that good. He's not playing very well. The Broncos, whatever. Thursday night football, weird game. Colts don't have much of a chance. I got the Broncos going over in this one. Let's call it 24-13.
Oh, okay. Low scoring, right? Low scoring Thursday night. It's kind of been a little bit of the theme. What do you got there, Slick?
I picked the Broncos too, I believe. I might have picked the Colts.
No, you got the Broncos.
I picked the Broncos. All right. Yeah. Hey. But the Broncos, the way they've been performing, they haven't really been putting up too many points lately. So and like we said earlier, Matt Ryan hasn't been doing much in Indianapolis either. I would say maybe like 13-6.
Ooh, going real low, huh?
Yeah, I don't see much offense from both of those teams.
So I got. I mean, you both have Denver. I don't see a lot out of the Colts, especially with Jonathan Taylor being gone. I got the Broncos winning this game. I think it's going to be low. I think, Drew, you're really close to kind of what I was thinking about. But I'm going to go with more like a 27. I think I'm going to go 27-17 with the Broncos there. I think they get a pick six from. Yeah, I'm going to go with 27, and it's really because their defense is really good, and I think Matt Ryan is going to give them one. I think they'll have a short field here and there, so I'm going to go 27-17 for my Lucy's New York style pick of the week. And remember, everybody, if it's not Lucy's, forget about it.
Lucy's $5 the last week's winner.
Should make it happen. Let's do it. All right, this is a big game. Okay, we got the Eagles and we got the Cardinals. Battle of the Birds here. We got 4-0 going against 2-2 in the desert. The Cardinals need to win. They don't really have much of an identity, and we know the Eagles are really kind of flying high. Drew, what do you like about this game, and who do you like?
I think this is going to be an action-packed game. All right, I think this could be a very high-scoring game. I like the Eagles. At some point, they got to lose, man. This team, and we talked about it earlier in the show. This team has got the most cupcake schedule. And these Cardinals aren't playing very good or playing very well or whatever. But at some point, this team is not like God's gift to earth. Like they're a good football team, but they're not going to go 8 or 17-0. But I do have them beating the Cardinals this week. They've just been every game that I've seen of the Cardinals have been in disarray, man. And you guys know Kingsbury's my boy, but they look great this season so far. And it pains me to say it, like I said, I'm not really an Eagles fan, but I don't see them losing this week. So I got the Eagles going over in this one.
What you got, Slick?
I got the Eagles. I got the Eagles. I got the Eagles. Like I said, beginning of the season, I said as long as Jalen Hurts had a true number one receiver and A.J. Brown, which he has now, Sanders been running the ball well. The defense been playing ball. I'm going with the Eagles. I would say I go 28-14. I go 28-14.
All right.
Yeah, I think the defense is gonna fluster little egg beater. I call it.
The line's only
Those
5.
are the egg
Dude,
beater
that's low.
things.
Yeah.
Something's weird about that line because I think that line's pretty low.
Well, it is. Well, let me tell you guys a quick story. You guys both have the Eagles. I walked downstairs this morning, get my cup of coffee, and I go to turn on my PlayStation. Sometimes it's the only time I get. I go to turn on Call of Duty. There's a new map out. You know what that means? It means Kyler Murray is out there playing Call of Duty instead of watching damn film. He's going to get beat this week by the Philadelphia Eagles, and I don't know if it's going to be necessarily close because it might get some double points by this weekend. So
wait. What time do you start work? How do you play video games before work?
I'm telling you, because it's like 6 a.m. I get up. It's like 5:30, 6 o'clock. I go downstairs, my coffee, turn on a little game.
Is there a new Call of Duty game out?
It's coming out, but there's a new map out. And there's a stat that's out there.
Is it a map of Is it a map of Arizona Stadium? Because Kyler's going to need to be able to find it.
If it was, I'll tell you, Kyler would be doing some magic. But there's a stat out there that shows like double XP weekends for Call of Duty and like new maps and stuff. Like his quarterback rating, it takes a massive dive. There's a correlation like more than like 5 or 6 times. So I feel like there's a little bit, and then they had that whole film study thing. I feel like there's something to it.
Yeah.
All right, we got the Chargers and the Cleveland Browns. This is in Cleveland. Now, Justin Herbert looked to be fixing some things last week. He stayed upright for the most part. I know that he's still dealing with a painful rib cartilage tear, I believe. Man, Drew, what do you like about this? I know we've been pretty high on the Chargers, and the Browns have kind of been all over the place. What do you think about this game?
Yeah, that's the thing. Like I was always like, dude, it's the Browns. You can't trust Brissett. But every time I look, at a game or something like that, it's like, oh, the Browns are hanging in or the Browns are winning. They had a close game this past week against Atlanta. I got the Chargers here. I know that Herbert doesn't have an injury designation, but dude, there's no way that an injury like that is not still affecting him only 2 or 3 weeks removed from it. I got the Chargers here, but like I said, they've been kind of up and down. If Herbert's healthy, this offense can go, but like I said, I don't believe in the Browns, man. I'm sorry.
It's tough, man. Slick, I know that you don't really have an NFL team, but if you did, it'd be these Chargers. What do you like about this game, man?
Of course, I'm going with the Chargers. Like Drew said, Herbert, I don't think he's 100% either. And you can actually tell when you watch him play the last couple of weeks when he tried to come back the week after it happened. Like, it can get iffy. I'd still like the Chargers. I don't think it'll be a high-scoring game. also, like Drew said, he's like this close every week. And then next thing you know, he makes some type of bad decision in a clutch time situation and either throws the ball away or he just doesn't get it done.
It's going to be tough. I mean, the Chargers are without Joey Bosa. You know, he's out for a little bit with, I think it's like a torn groin or something like that. And Nick Chubb is going against. He's been off the wall, and the Chargers defense has been very suspect against the run. It's really the only chance I think that the Browns have at winning this game. But ultimately, I just think the Chargers have more firepower. I think they're going to make more plays when it comes down to it. And I'm going to take the Chargers in this one as well. It's hard to sit there and say, hey, I think Jacoby Brissett is going to make a play to win the game. He had an opportunity against the Falcons last week, and we know that the Falcons are not the Chargers. So I just think the Chargers have too much firepower unless the Browns get up early. Yeah. They are.
Jeff, ribs are painful for a good while. I had some ribs on Sunday, dude. They're a little spicy. Dude, they hurt me for 2 days, man.
Dude, you're killing me. The stuff that comes out of your mouth sometimes.
Drew.
I'm sorry.
The Dallas Cowboys at the Los Angeles Rams. This is a very intriguing matchup. The Rams are coming off a very bad loss against a division rival. Cooper Rush is on fire, but they're going down to SoFi, which I imagine there'll probably be more Cowboy fans there than LA Rams fans. Drew, who you got in this matchup?
Yeah. Listen, Cooper Rush, everybody, we've had a good run. It's coming to an end soon, and I think the winning streak comes to an end this week. I think he's 4-0 as a starter. The Browns, I just don't think that the Cowboys are like a good enough football team at all, like in general. Not even offensively. Like the Rams are going to expose them on defense, I think. And contrary to what Ricky's been saying, dude, like Cooper Kupp, man, I think he's a playmaker, and I think he's a good number one receiver. And I know Ricky doesn't think so, but I'm not going to argue with Ricky. I'll argue with BP, but I'm not going to argue with Ricky. But, I got the Rams going over in this one. I could see a high scoring game. Maybe I don't know what high scoring is considered in the NFL anymore. Maybe 27-24, but I think Cooper takes his first L. And then he goes back to the bench next week, like the prophet said, because I think it's Dak's job.
Yeah, I think it's Dak's job too. What do you got there, Slick?
I got the Cowboys, just based on, like I said earlier, how the Rams been playing lately. And like we talked about that O-line that the Rams have, they just, I don't know, Matt Stafford just hasn't been Matt Stafford. Again, goes back to the passing game. When Higbee is your number 2, and there's nothing wrong with Higbee because Higbee is in my lineup as far as fantasy too. He's a good tight end. But your tight end should usually be like your check down guy, or like your number 3 choice, not your borderline 1 maybe based on personnel, alignment, and for sure your number 2. And that's why I feel like Cooper Kupp is a great number 2, not a good number 1. Like, they don't have anybody to stretch the field. You put Diggs on Cooper Kupp, and then you're asking, like, well, who are you going to throw the ball to after that?
Well, it's going to be Cooper Kupp because Diggs gives up plays like crazy.
Yeah, another interception for the guy last week, though. Everybody wants to hate on him. All he does is pick balls off.
No, he picks the ball, but Diggs gives up plays on deep balls. Cooper Kupp is stretching him
we
deep.
saw that video in the preseason episodes, remember?
Looked like everybody
by
was
Sammy
trying to.
Fajico.
Yeah, he'll give up the deep ball plays. Intermediate, when you give him opportunity to get out of that break and break on stuff.
All right, Drew, you got the Rams. Slick, you got the Cowboys. I got to break this tie here. I'm going to go with the Cowboys. I'm taking the Cowboys in this, but here's why. The two teams that the Rams have struggled against have a really great front 4 rush in the quarterback. Guess what the Dallas Cowboys have? Yeah. They have a really great front 4 that's going to put pressure on Matt Stafford. Yeah. And guess what? They're not getting some of these linemen back, like not for a while. So he's going to be dealing with that again. Now they got another week to prepare for it. And yeah, they're coming off a bad loss, but I think that defense puts a lot of pressure on Stafford. And we know one thing about Stafford is that he gives you a couple. He's gonna make a couple bad throws, and I think, I don't know how high scoring this game is. I can see Dallas struggling offensively against the Rams defense, so I can see him kind of going back and forth. But I just think that Stafford's going to give him one when it matters most. And I think the Dallas Cowboys, who are also able to run the ball with Ezekiel Elliott, with Tony Pollard, because Zeke, I got to eat a little bit of crow. He's been looking good so far in the first quarter of the season. And Pollard, man, he is.
One more time.
You heard me say it. You heard me say
one more time. I want. This is for my family. This is for my brother-in-law. You owe him an apology.
I have to eat a little bit of crow and say that Zeke's been playing well.
You said, is he?
He's still a fat ass. All right. What do you say? He's still one. But he's playing well. We'll see if he lasts the whole 17, Drew. All right. Yeah, all right. I haven't heard you eat any crow about my Niners last week. Haven't heard that either.
I fell asleep. They put me asleep. But if you could last 17, I'd be surprised. All right.
Yeah. All right. So I got the boys going this week against the Rams. And matter of fact, if he does win that game, I don't know. Maybe they hold Dak off another week. Maybe they let him kind of heal up because according to some reports, he's not even able to grip a football. And we're talking about him playing a game 10 days from now. I don't think so. All right. Monday Night Football. We got AFC North divisional game with the Cincinnati Bengals and the Baltimore Ravens, who can't seem to hold a lead to save their life. Drew, who do you got in this game?
I know we're up against it, so I'm going to keep it short. I got the Ravens here because I can't trust the Bengals further than I can throw them right now. Okay, I was so high on the Bengals in the preseason with the number one offense, the most explosive offense that I've seen in years, blah, blah, blah. Dude, they haven't been doing that. They haven't been doing it at all. I'm pulling up like Jamar Chase has been like almost like non-existent. Am I wrong? Like these Bengals,
he hasn't been going off the way that we kind of expected him to early in the season, but I think it's just kind of the way that offense has been. The whole offense has been struggling.
T. Higgins has been their best receiver.
And he's questionable. I think he's questionable this week
too. And Chase, this whole offense, you got Burrow sitting here with a 50% TD to interception ratio. He's got 8 touchdowns and 4 picks. Like I said, I think the Ravens are a better team at this point, and the Bengals need to figure it out, man, because they had high expectations going into this season, and they haven't been living up to that.
Yeah. What do you got, Drew, Slick?
I got the Ravens as well. I think after the loss last week, Baltimore, I think Lamar come back, defense will come back, do what they need to do and handle business.
You know what? You're both wrong. I got the Bengals in this game. And you want to know why? The Ravens might come out to a really good league. They might look good for 3 quarters. But you know what's going to happen? It's happened twice. Because their pass defense sucks. They're going to give up the lead, and they're going to give it up late. And the Bengals are going to win the game late because Jamar Chase is going to start to make some plays. Burrow's going to start feeling himself. And you want to know what? The Ravens are not playing good situational football when it comes down to closing out football games. Until I see them do it, because I had the Ravens pick first. Like I had them picked first, and then all of a sudden I just started watching those clips that I had up, Drew, doing my homework, and just kind of looking at these things. I noticed,
you and Matt
they allow these teams to come back and win. They did it against the Dolphins. They did it against the Bills. They're going to do it again this week. I got the Bengals.
Yeah.
Let's bring up our
Bengals do win the award for best uniforms of the year so far with last.
Those were sick. Those were some sick.
Oh, that's a lot of green, cuz.
That is a lot of green. We have a lot of similarities this week. I noticed you picked the Jets there, Drew. What do you like about the Jets against the Dolphins? Tua's being out. Think
Tua's Teddy 2 gloves. Zach Wilson's feeling himself. He's got a fresh new divorcee to go after, Giselle. He's going to be feeling. He's going to be lighting it up, and then he's going to be lighting it up. You know what I'm
saying? Slick, you got the Seahawks against the Saints. Drew and I both have New Orleans. That was a tough game too because I think Geno Smith is like 77% completion percentage right now. Like he's not playing bad so far in the first quarter of the season.
That's why I picked Seattle. He hasn't been playing bad, especially last game. He played pretty well. And then Penny is starting to come into his own.
Yeah, I like it.
Well,
you know what I like about this page? I like about, these scores right here. You take a look at mine. Every train's got to have a conductor. They got to lead the way. And then you got the next car that's right there, and that's Drew. But every train also has something else. And you know what that is? It's the caboose. Drew, Slick, look at this. 29 and 35. We got to get you to 500, brother. Like, we got to get you up there, man.
Not for nothing, but BP gets videos, Ricky, and we don't. So it's probably one of the reasons why he's got a lot more.
He's got to let me know.
More. Well, he's only got 2 more wins than me, but
yeah. See, you've been doing
Rick,
great
you need
here.
to start getting your stuff together, bro.
We do.
Pop quiz, hot shot.
Oh, yeah. It is. We are hot shots of the week. Why is it going again? But whatever, we'll take it.
Double
God, we got the double. We got the double trouble here. All right. Drew, who's your hot shot of the week?
I got a couple hot shots of the week this week. First of all, my first hot shot I got to give to my youngest daughter, Maddie, who today got a little anesthesia, went under the knife, got tubes in her ears, handled it like a champ. So that's my first hot shot. My second hot shot of the week goes to I do love these guys, man. I'm not a huge Philly sports guy, but I love the Phillies. And the Phillies clinched the on Monday night, first playoff spot in 11 years. I saw a stat today that the Phillies, last time they made the playoffs, there was over 1,800 blockbuster videos still around in the United States.
Wow,
that's a long time ago. So
hot
shot of the week goes to the Philadelphia Phillies, and let's beat those Cardinals in the wild card series here.
Man, it's, you get that chill in the air, and you get that. Whoa, what were you shooting right there? It looked a little red.
No, that was my eye. That was Jack.
That was Jack. Gotcha. All right. Yeah, you get that chill in the air. You get that playoff baseball. There's nothing like playoff baseball, man. It's fun to watch.
Nothing like playoff baseball. Same with playoff hockey too. But.
Yeah, it's good. Slick, who you got? Who's your hot shot of the week, man?
My hot shot of the week goes to the fact that we are able to play high school football again, because at one point after the hurricane hit, there were talks and speculations about us maybe not even finishing the season.
Damn. I think
that's
we could
crazy,
all
man.
drink
Well, I'm
that,
glad.
man.
Yeah, that's give you a little cheers.
Cheers there.
Empty. Cheers. Yeah. All right. Well, my hot shot of the week is going out to a player that you guys are going to learn. If you haven't learned his name yet, you're going to, because this kid is going to be a superstar in the league. And, Drew, I just happen to have a video clip of him.
Oh,
yeah, just happen to have one.
Against the 49ers again for Cooper Kupp. This one is juggled. There goes Hufanga.
Oh, my God. It's the 49ers.
Talanoa
Oh,
Hufanga.
my God, Brandon.
Learn him. Learn his name. He's the next. I'm telling you, he is the next superstar safety in this league. He's already starting to get a lot of national publicity, but I'm got to give this little tidbit here. When he was drafted in the 3rd round, I believe, out of USC. Me and one of my really good friends, Jeff Ramage, we obsess about our Niners. Okay, we saw his film, and I said this kid's going to be special. And all he is around. All his college tape was just around the football. And you want to know what? So far this year, he already has 2 picks, 1 to the house. He's around the ball the entire time, and he's just absolutely lighting it up. So my hot shot of the week, and you're going to learn his name, whether you like it or not. You keep shaking his name. At least pronounce it right. Talanoa Hufanga.
How about Noah? I never want to hear your name called again, because it's never going to be called again, because you're such a freaking homer. God, I don't even know what to say to you sometimes. How much do you, when you go to work in the morning, do you wear anything other than like 49ers apparel all the time?
Well,
is
let
your
me
man thong, a 49ers man thong?
Well, of course it is, Drew. And and you know what? I think you borrowed my man thong, because it sounds like it's been up your ass all night.
Nice. I thought you were going to say you borrowed my thong in Germany. I was like,
I thought that's where he was going too, Drew.
No, man. Hey, on that note, boys, been a hell of a show.
For
hey, fantasy teams for sale. Already 4 weeks in?
Yeah, I'm 0-4. The trophy comes with it, but you got to ship it to the winner on your cost.
That looks like you're going to be doing that later. Well, we're out until next week. We appreciate you guys.
Let me try, BP.
All right.
Until next week, everybody, we will see you next time here on the Backyard Blitz.
Oh, man. Let's get out of here on that.